Hey everyone, welcome to the TMS podcast. And today's conversation is with Steve Wade. And we are going to talk about how one can build one-person consulting business. And Steve did it. And welcome, Steve, to the TMS podcast.
Thanks very much for having me.
Finally, we are doing this.
Finally.
So can you introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. So I'm Steve Wade. I'm the founder of Platform Fix, a consultancy that helps platform teams reduce complexity.
That's great, Steve. So, Steve, you have built a one-person consulting business. So what made you started this? How you did it?
So I think it really comes back to what I was doing about 15 years ago. So I was working with one company.
Yeah.
I was a platform engineer, and there was about 10 engineers on my team. And we were all kind of fixing the same problems. And I'd go to the next company and I'd be the platform engineer and I'd fix the same problems. And I thought to myself, I could spend all of my time jumping between all of these companies.
Yeah.
But I'd have to be an employee in those companies to fix them. And then I thought, what about if I just pulled myself out of that company and helped multiple companies at the same time?
That's
yeah,
great.
So then I quit.
So when you started your consulting business?
When?
Oh, yeah.
It's now 15 years, I think.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. We are in connect with like an year, but yeah, that's so inspiring. 15 years is a long time.
It is.
It is. Yeah. So, Steve, okay, there is a lot of questions, but I have one question that is not in the script. Like, what's the main problem you saw that, okay, this is the thing that I really wanted to solve that I'm not able to solve when I'm in the company?
So I think the biggest problem was just the level of complexity, right? If you look at the CNCF landscape, there's thousands and thousands of different projects, and there's many, many options to do one thing. So if you look at secret management, there's like 8 to 10 different tools.
Yeah.
So the problem is that when you're new to joining the cloud native ecosystem, you don't know how to make the tooling choices.
Right.
Because today's choice may be wrong tomorrow.
Can be.
So yeah, or can be and cannot be, right? So is there a pattern and framework that we can put together to make those types of decisions easier so that you can decommission or kind of remove an old tool when the time comes? And how do you make decisions on bringing new tools into your platform?
That's great. So Steve, what's your biggest fear when you started this company?
So I think 2 fears.
Okay.
First fear was, is anyone actually going to hire me? So that was my first fear, right? I'd been working as an engineer, platform lead in multiple different teams, and now I'm pulling myself out of that, and I have to try and get a job without a recruiter. So that was one. And the other one, which is kind of related to that, is money, right? So am I going to make enough money? Am I going to be able to afford what I need to be able to afford in my life? I have a family, I have a life. Like, I need to be able to provide for certain people in my family, same as yourself.
Yeah.
So really, those were the 2 biggest fears. I had to make that work. And I think the way that I made that work is, previously, people trade time for money. But if you trade money for outcomes, and you can say to a customer, look, I think that we can save £200,000 here, then the conversation of how much you charge them becomes much easier. If you say, I'll charge you £600 an hour, they say, okay, well, I want you to work for 40 hours, 600 times 40 is this, I'm going to pay you this amount.
That's interesting. So, okay, just give me yes or no for this question. So what do you think as a solo consultant, you are earning more than the consultant who is working in firms?
Yes, and a lot more because of what I just said, right? You can, when you're a consultant, you're trading time for money. So they come in, they say, we want you to work here. We'd like you to work here for 3 months or 6 months. And they say, okay. Then you say, here's what I'm going to charge per day. And then you have an amount, right? But you're only working for one company. So right now, if you work for 10 companies, and then you say, we're going to do an outcome-based model. So I'll help you work out how much money we're going to save you. Then the conversation becomes a little bit different.
Very interesting. I'm literally not able to follow this script, but because it's so interesting, I have a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
Like, how did you manage this thing, and what has changed? Like, of course, you have to wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
So just doing engineering thing, now you are running a company kind of, right?
Yes.
So what those hats are?
So I think like when you do engineering, you can
Yeah.
do multiple different areas of engineering, right? Platform engineering, application engineering, data engineering, ML engineering, a lot of different engineering hats. But like when you run a company, you have many other hats, right? You have to make sure you pay yourself, invoicing, marketing, content, sales.
Business.
Yeah, so I think now with the power of AI, it's become a lot easier. So I leverage AI a lot in the business to be able to get my time back. In a previous life before AI, I was working way too many hours because I was doing way too many things, right? And I would be focusing on execution for customers. And then when I leave that, I then have to go and execute on the business side. So I think AI has been a massive enabler.
Right. So what do you think, like in KubeCon right now, we are sitting at KubeCon Europe, right? So what do you think, like what time your customers started saying, okay, we need AI, Steve?
So I think probably 2023,
23,
around then. They were like, AI is going to change the game. What do you think? What are we going to do? What tools are we going to choose? And obviously, like as someone that's been in the cloud native ecosystem for like 10 years, I don't know the answer to that right now. It's still moving. It's still like, just look at the amount of models that are coming out. It's a constantly evolving ecosystem just in the AI space. So I think we have to be careful making one decision immediately on the future of AI and how that's going to enable us.
Yeah, that's correct. So one question that I have is a lot of people before starting something, they think, okay, how I'm gonna get my first client, because that's the big question, how I'm going to figure it out. So how that's for you? How did you get your first client?
So I think, I'll tell you what I think most people do, and then I'll tell you what I did. So I think most people they build a website, or they try and position themselves, they go all crazy on LinkedIn or or X or something like that. But really you just have to find one customer with one problem that you can solve very well.
Yeah.
And then once you have that customer and you have proven that you can do the thing that you said you could do, then the word spreads. So I think people end up thinking, oh, how do I get my first customer, right? It's a big, big leap. But then if you look at all of the people that you've worked with over the last 10 years, you've worked with a lot of CTOs, you've worked with a lot of VPs.
Yeah.
So you have to leverage the network. So the first customer comes from your network. Yeah. And then I think the other thing is content. So I think public speaking, I think LinkedIn posts, people that follow me are going to see that I post every single day, and it gets monotonous and boring, and I apologize in advance.
No, I saw like you just started building content on LinkedIn. That's great, really.
Yeah,
I'm following you.
And I think that's one part of it, but I think people they undervalue the network in terms of like getting their first customer.
Right.
And I think if you go back to just one problem, one customer, one solution, and then maybe even do that for free. So I did a lot of free training to start with.
So it's okay to do some work like for free and then you can just price?
Yeah, I think you have to build the brand, right? You have to build the brand and be known and be valued. And then these people say, you know, oh yeah, have you worked with Steve? We've worked with Steve before. Like they don't say, we've worked with Steve before, it was free. Yeah. Right? They say, we've worked with Steve before, we've done some work with him, we know what he's about, we would highly recommend him. And then you can get client feedback. So one of the things that I do to get new customers is I provide feedback from existing or old customers. So then they can see, you know, I've worked in the same kind of fields. Yeah. I have customers that value what I'm doing. And then, yeah, it goes from there.
That's great. That's great. Also, like, I just wanted to know, like, how do you price yourself when you just started? So, like in consulting, you know, we need to give the pricing. Okay. So how did you figure it out?
So the pricing is, I was saying before, right? The pricing is you can price per hour. Okay. Or you can price per outcome. However, one of the things that you don't want to do necessarily is work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So I don't work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
So it's like hourly.
Yeah, no. It's a different structure. So it's not 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So I price on the amount of time that you want to get from me, but not necessarily for a specific project. So sometimes it can be, I will work with you for, say, on CloudRise 90, for example. It's a 90-day program. I'll spend the first 2 weeks with you and we'll do we'll go through the decision framework, we'll make those 28 decisions that we need to make, we'll build the roadmap, and then we'll start the execution. And then I kind of take a step back, and then you'll get 2 to 3 hours with me per week.
Yeah.
And we will drive those decisions and executions forward. But who I work with in those 3 hours is kind of up to you. I can be like with a platform engineer, I can be with a developer. And then I also have a support arm as well, so you can pay.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's good to go low first and then you can price yourself in the market.
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing is to get the customers and get your name known, right? So you want to have your price a little bit lower than what, like the top tier, so that people will choose you. But other problem as well is you can price yourself too low, that people don't trust you.
Yeah. So it
balance.
Will be like in mid.
Yeah, and I think we're back to AI, but with the power of AI, you can figure out a good pricing strategy.
Okay, so the last question that I have, so are we moving from a big company or big MNCs, mid-sized company to this one-person consulting firm? Because this is an AI era and this can be possible, right?
I think so. I think so, yes, because you can have AI and you can leverage AI to do the multitude of the business, right? I have a marketing person who's just like a Claude agent. I can have someone for strategy. I can have someone for sales. I can have someone for proposals. But I think the other thing is you don't want to have to spend all of this money on all of these resources when you can leverage the tools that you have at your disposal. And I think that AI is going to do one thing. It's going to make execution faster.
Yeah,
but it will make judgment more difficult, because AI can hallucinate. It can lie to you. If you don't prompt it well enough, it can also tell you that this thing is like the sky is purple, and it doesn't tell you actually the sky is blue. So you can become kind of a slave to AI and just take AI, everything that AI says is gospel and we're going to go with it, and you lose the critical thinking. So I think yes, no.
Yes or no? Yeah, I mean, you should have the expertise to just evaluate like if it's correct or not. Because in consulting, I know, as I'm also the consultant, 1% mistake is also not acceptable there.
So. Yes. So I have this tool called AIOS. So it's like an operating system for the business that's built on AI. So I've kind of, what's the right word here? Automated like 60 to 70% of the business so that I can focus on bringing value to the customers.
Okay, so Steve, I also wanted to know what's your plans for future for this company and for you?
So plans for future is this year is to 3x the amount of revenue that we made last year.
Okay.
To improve the customer profile that we currently have, and to just enjoy the journey. Like, I'm a big believer, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you should stop. So if I end up not enjoying what I'm doing, it's over, and I'll go back to doing something else. Well, I'm not sure.
Are you thinking of like spending your team? I know right now it's just you. So.
Yeah, I think maybe eventually in the future, like there's a couple of guys that I work with part-time.
Yeah.
But really, it's the relationships are with me and the customers, right? So like there is the risk of hiring new people and how those customers are going to take it. But I think I'll get to a situation whereby I run out of time and I don't have any more time. And then I think that will be when I'll make the decision. So I think in a couple of years, the team will be bigger.
Yeah,
definitely.
So what's the last advice you want to give to the person who also wanted to do the same that you are doing right?
I think, like what I said before, find one customer, find one problem, and be very, very good at executing it. And then get feedback from that customer. Put that feedback wherever you need to put it on social media, put it on your website, and then go and find the next customer and do the same thing until you've done it so many times that it becomes quite boring.
Yeah.
And then automate that execution, and then distribute that, and then move on to the next problem.
That's great. And it was such a great conversation, Steve. Thank you so much for sharing this. And for someone who's watching this, and if you are thinking of building something, then I think this is your sign to build something.
Yes, definitely. With the power of AI now is the time to build.
Also, you can connect to Steve as well. He's a great mentor.
Thanks. Yeah, reach out to me, steve@platformfix.com. Find me on LinkedIn. Ask your questions.
He writes a lot of blogs as well. So you can also read that blog. So yeah, see you in the next podcast. Thank you so much for watching.